going to talk about is gratitude, and what I'm going to also talk about is the magic of it. And so no matter what the situation is, I can always look at the dark side of it, or I could look at the light side of it. I could choose to look at my life sort of like highlights. Do you ever see that magazine, Highlights? In the back of it, pick out the wrench in the tree kind of thing, you know? I can walk through life that way, picking on the things that are uncomfortable about this situation, or picking out the things that are not quite perfect about the situation. Or I can apply this magic and metaphysical characteristic, by the way, of an attitude of gratitude. So I want to read a quote to you, and then I'm going to ask you if you have any idea who might have said it. What a joy it is to feel the soft, springy earth under my feet, to follow grassy roads that lead to ferny brooks where I can bathe my fingers in a cataract of rippling notes, or to clamber over a stone wall into green fields that tumble and roll and climb in riotous gladness. Any ideas? Who? Who said it? Helen Keller. Could you please give that woman the metaphysical prize? I'm just kidding. Yes, Helen Keller. Helen Keller. You go, wow. Oh, God. There's the message, right there. Attitude of gratitude. It's about my perspective. It's about forced gratitude sometimes. So since this week is the week of Thanksgiving, I wanted to talk about this magic of gratitude. And I think that the miraculous qualities of gratitude, which help us shift our perspective, is magic. I have seen it in my own life where gratitude works. It helps me to stop trying to control outcomes and keeps me in a place of accepting what is, not just accepting what is, but feeling grateful for it, being in thanksgiving for it. I believe that it's an alchemical characteristic of taking and shining gratitude on something and then watching the magic shift your perspective. It doesn't mean necessarily that the outcome is going to change. So that's the key. It's not like, well, I'm going to say thank you for this and I'm going to do this thing that she said to do so that the outcome will be different. The trick of it all is that it doesn't matter if the outcome is different or not. It almost doesn't matter. What matters most is my perspective on it. I believe that when we're in a sincere state of gratitude, that our energy and our vibration becomes one of acceptance and harmony. And that when we do that, we project this higher vibrational frequency. And then what happens is it becomes a magnet where we start to attract events and conditions and people and circumstances of the same higher vibration. It is the law of cause and effect, and it's what the Hindus talk about as this karmic, cosmic process that happens. What you sow, you reap. I'm sure you've heard that expression too. So these planting of the seeds of gratitude bear fruit. I do think that we're like giant magnets. I know I feel it in myself, my own energy. So that if I'm off balance and I'm late for whatever appointment and I get in the car, if I'm thinking I bet I'm going to hit traffic, sure enough, here it comes. Whatever I'm feeling, whether it be love or fear or anger or happiness, joy, gratitude, resistance, annoyance, whatever it is, in essence, I'm creating a magnetic force that will attract these conditions. Fear of something definitely creates a magnetic force that will attract more of that. But expressing gratitude for a situation projects a magnetic force that draws us more to what we are expressing gratitude for. In other words, gratitude puts us in a harmonious vibrational resonance so that more of the same will be attracted to us. Gratitude turns negative energy into positive energy. And there's no situation or circumstance so small or large that is not susceptible to gratitude's power. I've been reading in the Course in Miracles about this concept of the holy instant. It's the now moment. It's the being in the now, right now, and feeling grateful for it. Because whatever we came to the chapel today with, in our minds, in our distraction, in our worry, in our concern, in our to-do list, in our whatever is going on with our families, our friends, our own lives, whatever, we're here now. And right now, in this moment, it's all good. It really is. And that is what the Course in Miracles says is the miracle. It's the awareness of the now moment being good enough. So this miracle of gratitude unlocking the fullness of life, what it does is it turns denial into acceptance and chaos into order, confusion into clarity. It can turn a meal into a feast. It can turn a stranger into a friend. I had a thing happen to me yesterday at Dunkin' Donuts. I pull in, I say my thing, you know, to the machine. Okay, all right, so I pull up. And when I pull up, I'm greeted by this woman who seems so sad and so angry and so, you know, I almost want to say, here's the codependency in me. I almost want to say, are you okay? Did I do something? Did I don't know. You're responsible. Like I'm imposing on her, so I don't know what to say, you know. So then she, you know, she won't even look at me, and she gives me the coffee, and I give her the money, and they said, "Are you okay?" And she looked at me and she went, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh, okay. I just want you to know that it's all going to be okay." And she didn't give me a smile at me, but it's not my business to be in the results business. So I don't, right? I'm not in the results business. I'm not in the outcome business. I don't know what's going to happen. But I know that I had two ways of going with that. I could have been like, look at this. This is a, you know, and given back a lot of negativity. But I thought maybe if I say, are you okay? And then say it's going to be okay. And I just felt moved to say that. It's going to be okay. And I really want to believe that I didn't have any underlying sarcasm in that. I hope I did. Maybe I did. But an attitude of gratitude and perspective change can occur if we plant those seeds. Because I believe that gratitude heals the past and it brings serenity to the present moment. I want to share a wonderful story about Jesus with you, the Master Jesus. And this is in the canonical Gospels. Because as we know, there's the Gnostic Gospels and the canonical Gospels, and then other Gospels that haven't been discovered yet. There's a wonderful story in the canonical Gospels, in Luke specifically, about Jesus and the 10 lepers. So on the way to Jerusalem, Jesus is going through this region between Samaria and Galilee, and he enters a village, and there's 10 lepers that come to, this almost sounds like I'm telling you a joke, doesn't it? Yeah. Keeping their distance, they call out to Jesus, and they say, "Master, have mercy on us." Now when he saw them, he said to them, "Go and show yourselves to the priests." I mean, that's what he says. Like, that's it. Go and show. It almost sounds like he's putting them off. Like, I don't have time right now. Go show yourself to the priest. But he's not, right? He's performing a miracle. He's healing them. He tells them to go and show themselves to the priest. As they went, they were healed. On their way to go see the priest, they were healed. Then one of them, when he saw that he was healed, immediately, before even, like, so he doesn't get to the priests yet. He doesn't get to the high priests yet. And then back in those days, in order to be validated for the healing, you had to go to the priest. The priest had to tell you, the high priest had to say, yes or no, you're healed or you're not. Had to give you, like, validate the parking ticket kind of thing. But before this one leper to the priest to get the validation that he was healed. He turns around and he runs back to Jesus. He praises God with a loud voice and he prostrates himself at Jesus' feet and he thanks him. Jesus said, "Weren't there 10 of you?" To imply kind of like, but you came back, well, where are the other 9? Then he said to him, "Get up and go on your way. Your faith has made you well." Now, the really cool part of the story is that under the law of Moses, as I said, they had to get validated by the high priests. They were the only ones who could say whether or not a leper was healed or not, because back in the day, there's a couple of things going on here. Number one, this guy was a Samaritan. He was an outsider, classified as an outcast, and then he had leprosy. So he really was an outcast. So since he was an outcast, the priest is the one who had to say whether or not he was now no longer an outcast because he was healed, state of being. But all of that didn't matter to this leper. What mattered to the leper was the gratitude part, was the thanking Jesus part. He wanted to go back. He stopped in his tracks and he went all the way back. And Jesus was kind of being a little sarcastic. He was like, "Aren't there 10 of you? Where's the other 9? Sometimes we just have to act as if the miracle has occurred, without any kind of validation, and thanking first. So first to be grateful and then watch the magic happen. So here's some suggestions for raising that kind of higher frequency of positive energy. Say thank you until you mean it. If you say it long enough, maybe you'll believe it. Thank you. Thank you for my life. Thank you for everyone and everything in it. That beautiful meditation is like awesome about thank you. Thanking the universe for everything. I'm grateful that I don't already have everything I desire. If I did, what would there be to look forward to? I'm grateful when I don't know something because it gives me an opportunity to learn. I'm grateful for the difficult times. Are you serious? Yes. Pema Chodron, the Buddhist nun, says, say thank you. That's good news when that happens. When adversity comes, opportunity to grow, opportunity to learn. My soul is evolving and expanding. It usually doesn't happen when everything is wonderful. It usually happens in the dark night of the soul. I'm grateful for my limitations because they give me opportunities to improve. I'm grateful for each new challenge because it builds my strength and my character. I'm even grateful for my mistakes, even though I don't like to make mistakes. And I beat myself up for them. But it's in the mistakes that we learn. When a baby is walking or learning to walk, it's in the falling that they learn how to walk. Sometimes, well, often, what I do, I was going to say sometimes a morning gratitude session is the best way to start a day. It's the way I do. I do that. 2 to 3 minutes each morning, giving thanks for all of the things that I have in my life. Giving thanks for those things and those circumstances, even the ones that are challenging, is a great way to remind myself that it's all good because it's all God. It's all good because it's all God. And everything is unfolding exactly as it's supposed to be. Life is huge. Life is a dance. And sometimes we trip. Sometimes we step on our partner's toe. But we keep on dancing. Rejoice about the sun. Rejoice about the moon. Rejoice about the flowers, the food we have to eat, our bodies. Rejoice about the fact that you can be a positive force in this world.